Recall our guessing game program. When I run this program, it will prompt the user for an integer 1 to 10, and it will tell them if it's not correct and to guess again, and it'll keep prompting them until they guess it correct, right? And you were supposed to modify this program so that it kept track of the number of high guesses and the number of low guesses. So you are going to want to open up that program that you modified and add this code to validate user input. So we want to make sure that they are only entering a number 1 to 10. And I'm going to keep this function getInteger because this is a generic function that I can use over and over whenever I want to read in an integer. But what I want to do is make a new function called getTheGuess. And so it'll be an integer function, and I'll call this getTheGuess. And I'll create a variable for the guess. And while I'm going to loop while the input is not correct, right? But before I do that, I'm going to prompt the user to enter their guess. So I'll say guess is assigned, and then I'm going to use that getInteger, and I'm going to, so I'll call the getInteger function, and I'll store that into the guess. And so now that they've entered a guess, I want to validate to make sure it's really 1 through 10. So while the guess is less than 1, or the guess is greater than 10, so it's outside of that range, 1 to 10, I want to see out invalid guess, and then I will prompt again. And it's important to keep prompting again. This is a mistake that a lot of students make. They will just print out the error, but they forget to ask the user to enter in another guess, right? Or enter in another input. And this will just keep looping while they enter invalid integer guesses. Okay, and then as soon as they give us a valid guess, it will hop out and I'll return the guess. Okay, and so that's the algorithm for validating, right? You read in the input. While it's invalid, you give an error, and then you prompt and read in a new input. Okay, so that's what we're doing for getGuess. So up here, I'm just going to call getGuess. And if the guess isn't correct, I'm going to say, nope, that's not correct, and then I'll prompt them again. So getGuess. And I need to add this as a function prototype. And then I'm ready to run it. So -9, that's an invalid guess. 100, that's an invalid guess. 3, not correct, guess again. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, that was correct. Okay, so we've just modified our program and we wrote a new function called getGuess that will use the getInteger function to get a valid integer. Then we're looping while that guess is outside of the range 1 to 10. If it's outside of the range, we will say invalid guess and we will get a new integer. And then we will test that. As soon as that's a valid guess, we will return it, and then our program will just continue on.